If we're going to speak about love and respect in the family, we have to understand the gender difference and needs between both males and females. And you might have heard these differences before, or these analogies, but some researchers says men are like waffles. You know what waffles are? They have compartments. So for example, a man would go to work and he has a hard time there. He comes home and he doesn't want to speak about work. He has a personal problem outside of the house. He wants to come back, just lie down on the couch and watch TV and just forget about things. Home is home, work is work, church is church. Men are able to break down and identify different compartments in their life without mixing them together. The woman needs to understand this fact about a man and not so much push her way through to get to him, or give him some kinds of general words that may put him down. A man by nature, he likes to be respected. And this is what it says also in 1 Peter 3:1. Wives, likewise, be submissive to your own husbands, that even if some do not obey the word, they without a word may be won by the conduct of their wives. Men are not very smart sometimes. Okay? You have to accept this fact. It's either that or they pretend that they're not smart. It's one of the two. Men just don't get the hints, okay? Like a woman would do certain things and the man is like completely in another world. All he's thinking about is the football game or the meeting up with the guys. So you go home and you find your wife very well dressed and nice makeup and the house is clean and all of these things and candles lit, and all the guys like thinking about is, just going out to meet with the guys. Okay, these are like certain hints that guys just don't get. Like sometimes you have to go out to the guy and just, be very open and frank and straightforward with him to understand what you're speaking about. He's not mixing things together. He's not mixing emotions with like, other things in his life. But when that happens in a household, when a woman is just on a wavelength and a man is on a completely different wavelength, frustration starts to arise in the household. And we find that the women sometimes start to say words like, you don't love me anymore. You don't care about me or about the kids or about the household. You never help around the house. And these are only discourage and they do not yield any kind of results. So we need to keep this very important gender difference between males and females. Females sometimes tend to generalize, okay? When there is a problem, we might, go to extend the problem to make it a huge problem, and men are still, have no clue. They just think that you're overgeneralizing. What about the time that I did the dishes like last year? Or what about the time that I actually vacuumed the floor, or I changed once for the kids here and there? Isn't that some kind of contribution? Why are you saying that you don't care or you don't do this altogether? So just keep that in mind as you are dealing with your husband. As for the wives, they are a little bit different also. Guys, just make sure to try to understand the hints that she's sending, or what's different between men and women. Women, they say, are like spaghetti, in the sense that when you cook some spaghetti, all of them are together. So it's very easily that they jump from one subject to the other, and they could be thinking about two different things, and they don't like identify or differentiate between work and home, and it could be together. So she could be, and the woman just likes to speak out her mind. If she has a problem at work, she just likes to come and speak about it. Maybe the man needs to give her the space to discuss what happened today at work and just to vent out all the emotions, and this will make her feel a lot better and she'll be able to do other things. Husbands, love your wives and do not be bitter towards them. I think when we have some kind of gender understanding between us, some of our differences, and at times it needs to be verbalized. Sometimes women expect the men to understand with some hints, but they don't. And the guys are just so ignorant, and they want to be, told what is it that we feel, and there's some kind of miscommunication between the two. So at times it's really important to sit down and discuss some of these differences that make the conflicts that come over and over. And what is the result? She is saying, you don't love me anymore, and he is saying, you don't respect me because you're always so tough on me, and you are telling me that I don't do a lot of things. Women need love just like they need air. And again, it's not just all words, but we'll speak about what is the definition of love in a minute. And if you notice that she is changing her treatment towards you, it means that you're stepping on her air hose leading to the love tank. That means she's being suffocated, that you are not emotional enough, you don't show enough. And many of the Middle Eastern men in general are very tough with their emotions, and they feel if they speak a lot about all the lovey-dovey things and all the emotions, the women might take advantage of them. But this is completely not true. And marriage needs to have some kind of fulfillment and satisfaction to every area of our lives, including the emotions and the physical and the psychological and everything else. Okay. So this is our first commercial break, or what I called a reality check. And I'm going to give you a little case study, and I'll give you a couple of minutes to discuss it amongst yourself. See if you're ever faced with this situation, how are you going to resolve it? Kelly wondered if her husband Steve would remember their 10th anniversary. Some years he had forgotten, but this year he remembered. He had found just the right card, and he was sure it would be a great anniversary. When he handed her the card, she beamed from ear to ear, so joyful. But when she read it, her countenance turned sour and dark. It's not bad, for a birthday card, that is. She scowled. Steve stiffened at her anger. He meant well. What was written on the outside was great, but he had failed to read the inside. Hey, an honest mistake. Give me a break. An honest mistake? You just don't care. You are so unloving. Now he was miffed. Hey, give me a break. You buy me a birthday card on our 10th anniversary and you expect me not to be upset? I'd rather you hadn't bought me any card at all. Feeling disrespected, he coldly said, fine, I'm going to the office. If this situation happened between the two of you, how would you react? Would you react in the same manner or differently? Is this an issue or a non-issue? So I'll just give you a couple of moments to discuss it amongst yourself, and we'll continue our discussion.
Get the right card and everything, but you write inside the card the right words.